Hello everyone, got a little bit of an update that I want to share about this custom Lego apartment building that I've been working on for a little while. I've made some mostly evolutionary progress on the exterior, and for the first time I have some interior details to share with you. I did not want to do another update video until I had some interior to show, so I actually completed one apartment, pretty much completed. Maybe it's not 100%, but it's like 99%, I would say, so pretty well completed. I will show you that in a minute. Not a lot has changed on the outside that's immediately noticeable, though I have filled in a lot of gaps and just made things a lot more complete. Also, the nougat colored stripe, the slash down this side over here, has been made much more secure, just so the way that the upside down portions of that are attached, or aligned at least. A lot of it isn't actually attached. It has very minimal attachment down at the base, but a lot of that is just aligned much better, so it's held in place a little bit better. Added a little bit of detail on the exterior over here, just a little rack for some accessories for people to use. Put just the tiniest bit of overhang over the door for now, the access door to the rear deck. I don't know what else I want to do there, because I don't want to take too much away from the shape of the building itself as viewed from the side there, and also that slash of different color that goes through it. I really didn't want to take too much away from that. Maybe over time I'll change that. I'll add something there, but that's it for now, I think. I added a couple of lights that are up here. You can now see it from the side. It looks much better over here. I'll talk about the overhang at the back in just a minute, but I do want to talk about the roof also. I lined the outside edge with some Technic stuff. Also just kind of made this a little bit more complete. I actually changed the shape of it a little bit since you last saw. Just to make it fit a little bit better. I think it's a little bit smoother in its design around the edges, but just put some Technic beams around the edge just to have a little bit of different detail. Those aren't connected in all the places. You'll see them kind of floating at the ends of some of the axles just a little bit, but I think it's just a different look. I don't know if I particularly like it, particularly dislike it. I was thinking about doing a living roof, either something that was actually planted or having a garden up there. And the more I thought about that, just kind of looking at the evidence that I've established so far in terms of the climate of this place. I mean, it looks like there's going to be a fair amount of greenery, but I had the whole thing that I was doing with this hill over here where I had one side that's relatively arid, relatively dry, where not a lot of greenery can grow on it. So I got to thinking that, a green roof might require a fair amount of, or just some regular maintenance, direct maintenance and access from people to work on it, to keep everything in good shape. And that would require actual access, which would require a staircase or extending the elevator shaft up there. And I really didn't want to do that. So I decided against that and just put in some small details for now. I actually wanted to put in more solar panels than I have there, but I ran out of the 1x2 printed tiles that I really, really wanted to use for this project in particular. Maybe in the future I'll expand that a little bit. I think that would be good to have at least 2 more of those. I don't want to set a precedent for all of the buildings in this city to kind of require a lot of solar power generation on them. I don't want the whole city to just have solar panels everywhere. So I've got the one, the Octan factory building back there has some solar panels, and fortunately those are lined up the same way as this, although the windows on that one, on the sawtooth roof, aren't lined up properly, but I'll just have to live with that for now. This is access here for the elevator shaft, just for maintenance access. This is something for getting internet service to the tenants. A couple of HVAC units. Gotta get around the other side. Does it look any different? Nope. Looks pretty boring from this side. Looks a little bit different from the front, where I've got the actual radiators there. Pretty simple though. But I'll probably add some more detail up here, but for now, it's not too bad. It could definitely use something more in this area, at least texturing or something. I'm definitely not going to tile that all over. I definitely need to add more water here. I just don't have the pieces yet. A lot of things I'm not even going to talk about. Usually I get into talking about how many things I've been restricted on by the lack of pieces, even though I have hundreds of thousands of pieces, which seems ridiculous to be running out of pieces. But I'm not even going to talk about that now, because it's just something that always happens. I've dealt with it, I've worked with it, I've worked around it, I've made design decisions based on restrictions of parts, and it's worked out just fine. So I don't need to be complaining about that. Everything's going just well enough. Back here, since the very beginning, I've considered having these, I don't know the correct architectural or structural engineering term for these braces here. It would be, steel, basically I-beams probably inside of there. This may have some covering over it just for the looks to make them smooth, but it'd be strong supports that would go all the way across the entire building, and then they just happen to be on stilts. They happen to be on vertical supports that are extended beyond the building, which really isn't going to hurt things very much. That's an idea that I had been thinking about since the very beginning, with the whole idea of having lots of overhang on this entire building. And I don't know what I think about it now. It's kind of important, I feel, to have at least the look of some support back here. You can see that one of them is not even connected just because it was a temporary thing. I was just kind of looking at the look. There is going to be a fence along the inside here, so the train will kind of go through a channel of fencing. It'll be a sound wall on this side, on the inside, and then you'll have this vine trellis fence on the outside. So there will be something here. Cars won't be able to just look directly at the trains or anything, but I don't know. I kind of like having these extending back here. I've tried it with and without those. I've tried having it lined up where the posts come straight down from these dark red areas, kind of like it does over there right now. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep this. I'm not sure if I'm going to add one out here just to kind of continue that theme. Let me know what you think about that. I can kind of go either way. It's going to be a rare case where on one of my fully custom things I'm actually open to feedback, because like I said, I could go either way. Right now I'm leaning towards leaving it like this, but I don't know. I think it helps, and I think once I get the wall in there, it'll help as well. But maybe it looks weird. Maybe I've been looking at this for too long myself. The roof actually helps to keep things in nice and tidy. Some of the designs, some of the angles here aren't ideal for connecting things up above. So the roof is just sat on, but it's actually clamping the sides, so it's keeping everything kind of together, grouped together the way that it should, and this just pulls right off. This is all one single assembly, so that comes off very easily. That's very convenient. See if I can find a convenient place to sit it down. I didn't even think of that. Hey, got one. Okay, so on the inside I have one apartment, like I said, that's kind of done. That's mostly done. This is the entrance to it, so this is elevator shaft here. People would come up and they would either go into that apartment or they go into this one. They go into this one. The first thing that they see, I'm gonna have to bring you around. I'm not gonna take this apart and take it into the studio to show you this, but this guy who lives here just has some things on display there, a little display area and a fake plant. He's got a small kitchenette, very limited on space here. There's a limited number of things that I could actually do. I did enjoy some of the building work that went into this. Sorry, I'm really extending my arms way out to get here, but hopefully this isn't too shaky for you. You can basically see what's going on. This is the living room area. He's got a bookcase up over there, and he's got his TV with some speakers and some entertainment center stuff, and a little coffee table there as well. Bedroom is back there. Made a bed. Oh, I'm running into my hospital over on this side. Close quarters here, but just a little bit of furniture up top. And he also has a picture on the wall over here of a McLaren. I guess this guy likes design. He's a student of design, or maybe he's actually a designer or an engineer himself. And then the bathroom, interestingly, the bathroom was the very first thing that I did, because I felt that would be the most limited and limiting thing, space limiting. Ended up being much larger than it needs to be a bathroom, but I kind of needed to use that space, actually. Yeah, needed to happen. Got one weird thing going on here. I need to change out these pieces here, make those black. I didn't even realize that previously as I was going back and forth trying to decide what the colors would be. But yeah, I got a little bit of slash angle going through there, the 45-degree angle, and some detailing inside the shower cabinet area. So that's good. I do have the drain in place. Sorry, the focus isn't working so well here, and my camera skills are not that great right now. I didn't really prepare for this. I just wanted to talk about it, show it. Hopefully it's working out okay. And the sink is over there. And that's that. So that's one apartment. I think that's going to be the larger of the two up here, and it's going to be interesting to say the least, doing the smaller apartments down below, especially with the restroom, the bathroom, because you want to have some privacy or some ability to create privacy there. With this, there can be shades over these windows here, or curtains or something. That's easy to do, at least easy to think of. I could put some on there as well. I think I'm going to leave it open just for now. But the next one, maybe the bathroom will also be in that corner. I kind of want to put the bed back in that corner. So then where am I going to put the bathroom? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be even more interesting when I get to the middle layer there. And I think I've pretty much decided that the ground floor is not going to have an apartment in it. I'm going to use that space for a gym. So it's going to have the mail pickup on one side, and mail pickup or mailboxes, and elevator on one side. That's on the right side as you see it, and then a little gym on the left side. I still might switch that back over to being an apartment, but for right now I'm just gonna go with a gym. Not trying to waste a lot of your time with this video. I hope that I showed you everything that is new. I'll give you just one last look at it from a little bit more distance with the roof back on. So that's kind of how things have worked out. The parking arrangements are not ideal. They're not entirely realistic with turnaround space and all for cars, but I just wanted to be able to park some cars down there, and I had the space to do it, still have the building, and I think this has worked out okay. I need to tile up the ground itself a little bit, where the cars will go through, finish up the terrain that goes next to and under the train tracks there, which are presently not connected because I just keep pulling them in and out as I move this thing around to get it back to my workspace. Need to get the sound wall in there, and then just smooth things out. And I think there's one more gap underneath the gray overhang in front that needs to be filled up, and otherwise just have some more apartments to fill up, to put detail inside of. So that's that for now. I'm going to keep working on it, and I'll give you an update the next time there's enough stuff worth showing you. Thanks for watching. Talk to you again soon.